Oh, we live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Tuesday Philly4Horsemen podcast. You know who it is, C Murder.
Pretty boy day, baby.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Welcome to another night. We also got some special guests here sitting on the left of me, to the right of me. And I got a special guest co-host sitting in the middle of me. Introduce yourself.
Rock that mic, baby.
So extra. This is what happens when you visit. Okay. Hey, everybody. My name is Heather J, and I am the manager for the Philly4Horsemen. So I'm filling in tonight for Breast Cancer Wellness. How y'all doing?
Right.
That's what happens when you change Twisted Tuesday and not let anybody know.
Anyway, moving on.
I'm just saying.
All right.
All right, let's go. Let's get it. Where do we start?
Should we start on the quote of the day?
Quote
Quote.
of the day.
Hey, I'm silly.
And it says, surviving cancer is not the end of a gruesome story. It is the beginning of a beautiful one. Ladies, how do y'all feel about that?
That's actually excellent. Because you go from a survivor to a thriver. That's excellent.
Ooh, survivor to a thriver. That should be a t-shirt.
It is.
Oh. All righty, let's get it, baby. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
What do you feel about that quote?
I think it's a great quote because it's so true. You go through so many different levels, so many different emotions and everything, and then you come out, and hopefully you come out a winner at the end.
Yes. Matter of fact, you know what? Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me? Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
All right. So before we begin, this is the educating segment of the Four Horsemen. We like to entertain, but we want to also educate. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is the last day. For those who are celebrating Halloween, happy Halloween. But we want to bring some awareness to the situation and allow your situations hopefully to reach somebody, to help somebody, and, you know, if not make things easier for them, let them know that there is hope. Like, I really want, as a matter of fact, we're going to let Heather say a little prayer before we begin.
Father God, we just thank you for this time. We thank you for the opportunity to come to your throne of grace. God, it's your grace and your mercy that has kept us, and it's your grace and mercy that will take us thus far. Father, we ask that as we open up our stories on tonight and share our hearts with your people on tonight, that someone will be blessed and encouraged, that they will feel like going on another day. And as the old song used to say, understand that they cannot give up now because they've come too far from where they started from. Lord, we thank you for this time, and we thank you for your presence. Be glorified in this moment. In Jesus' name I pray. And everybody say amen.
Amen.
All righty. Murder, you up, baby.
You already know I got to get you these platforms. Go to Facebook, Philly4Horsemen Podcast. You can go to Instagram at Philly4Horsemen. Go to TikTok at Philly4Horsemen. Also, we got a YouTube. Go subscribe, Philly4Horsemen Podcast. And make sure you do our email too, podcast4horsemen, gmail.com. Yeah, I got to do a twist of that. Yeah. But make sure y'all go to that. And do we have a phone number they can hit us up so they can ask questions or anything, you know? 484
215
0623, right?
0623.
All right, I got it.
All righty.
Groovy.
So, ladies, please introduce yourself. Anybody can go first.
So, good evening. And so my name is Tracy Smith. I am a 10-year breast cancer survivor, and I'm the founder of Tracy's Bio, which means beautiful inside and out.
Okay. You cheated, for the record.
Okay, sorry.
We'll talk about the bio part. Did you? Okay. Introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Aisha Brooks, and I am the founder and chairperson of the Gifted Hair Foundation, Also, I have a business called Hair as Prescribed RX, where I help women and children who have lost their hair receive wigs paid for through medical insurance.
I like that. Awesome.
Thank
All
you.
righty. So it's so much information out there. I really honestly don't know where to begin. Would you like to start with your story?
Sure, I sure can. And so in 2013, I got the call, that dreadful call, to say that Mrs. Smith, you have breast cancer. And so that day that I was told, I had a very out-of-body experience like you see in the movies. I was in my office. I had my whole staff there, but I didn't hear them because I was actually on the phone with the doctors. I saw them moving. I didn't hear anything in the room, trying to process what I just heard. From then on, it went very fast. I had surgeries, chemos, radiation. But during my fight of breast cancer, there was something missing. There was, the doctors did an excellent job keeping me alive or taking care of me, but I needed more from a mental, spiritual standpoint, who was going to feed into me, who was going to mentally take care of me and help me navigate all the emotions that I had. And so there was no support group that met all those needs. And I figured that there has to be other females, especially in our community, that was going through that and was battling, although I'm doing a good job in trying to get all the cancer out of my system. From a medical standpoint, I still was battling with all of the emotions, the physicalness, the mentalness. I was battling with that. And so that's how Tracy Bio was birthed. It was birthed in helping other ladies in our community, life after, as you said, breast cancer. What do we do after they say you are in remission? But then there's still life after breast cancer, and who tackles that? Who helps you, who supports you in reference to that. And there's commercial organizations that you see on the surface, but I am a very much hands-on 365. It's just a month for most people, but I'm 365. I deal with breast cancer and coach people every single day in reference to breast cancer. And so I thought that there was a need in our community, and I keep on saying that because I take care of those in our community when others do not. And so I make sure that I take care of your mother, your grandmother, your sister, whoever it is, in regards to understanding your new life after breast cancer.
Okay, so before we get into the bio, I think it's very important that you tell the story of what led you
Sure.
to go to the doctors to find
Yes.
to even get that call. What was it?
So I did a couple of 5Ks. I was trying to better my health. So I
What's
wanted
a
to do
5K?
5K run.
Oh, okay.
5K run. And so I wanted to do the Broad Street run. That was going to be like the end for me. I was done. And so, but I wanted to go to the doctors, make sure that I was okay, make sure I was physically fit. During that time, a couple of months, I kept on feeling a breast under my arm. Kept on feeling a nodule under my arm, a lump. Didn't really know what it was. Came and went, it came and went. And so when I was there, not for the lump, I was there to see if I was physically fit to do the walk. I said to my doctor, can you just check that for me and see what that is? Maybe it's I'm a deodorant bump or whatever the case may be. And she left the room. She made a couple of phone calls. She said, I want you to go to the oncology on the 4th floor. Do not leave the building. Go check. I have oncologists waiting for you. I went upstairs. He did a self-exam. After he did a self-exam, he did a CAT scan. And then I saw an image. I saw a little white image. And then he did a biopsy. So remember, I came for just to see if I was physically fit.
Right.
So now I got a CAT scan, and I'm doing a biopsy. And I jokingly said to him, don't make the incision too big because I'm going to a wedding and I'm wearing a strapless dress. Just really trying to keep things lighthearted. And so 3 days later, I got that call to say, when I was in my office, Mrs. Smith, you have breast cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yes, it was.
Yes, definitely.
So, fast forwarding to the bayou. Now, you say that the bio is helping people cope with it mentally.
So when I was going through breast cancer, and as Aisha know, that you just lose all of your surface stuff. You lose your hair, your eyebrows. I had fingernails fall off. I had toenails fall off. And so I didn't feel good about myself, even while I was going through breast cancer. And people were encouraging, and, you look amazing when you come out the house. And I had my wig on right, and I painted my eyebrows on. But I still didn't feel good, because that, as a female, that's who you are. That's your identity. As we know, our hair is our identity. As we know, my eyebrows, I had no eyelashes. And so I didn't feel good, but I relied on my inner strength. That's where bio comes from, beautiful inside and out. So I relied on my inner strength to carry me through when I didn't feel pretty, or when I didn't feel, just didn't feel pretty, or the weight of, I had 6 surgeries, I had 6 months of chemo, I had 24 bouts of radiation, and so it was a lot. It was a big toll on me physically. And so bio came about because I wanted to know, okay, after all this, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to handle having a mastectomy? How am I going to handle life after breast cancer? Because chemo kills your good cells and your bad cells. So I had some things recurring after I had all the chemo. And so it's just, and I still have that. And so it's just not a good feeling. So mentally you have to be in a proper space, and spiritually, again, who's going to pour into me, who had cancer, who understands what you go through cancer, who understands all the questions that you have while you're going through cancer. But one thing I never did, I never said, why me? I never said, why me? And I have a lot of people who always say that. Why me? How come me? And so if I have to, now I understand that my testimony is based upon all that I went through. My responsibility is to coach and navigate people based upon all that I went through, because I went through a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for your story. We're going to have some more questions for you in a second.
sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
How are you? Pretty smile. Pretty
Thank
smile.
you. Thank you.
Can you tell us your story?
Where should I begin?
At the beginning.
At the beginning. Okay, well, as a little girl, I always loved hair and fashion and everything about that. So I naturally went into that industry. So as years have gone by, doing many, many different women's hair, I started noticing women's hair falling out. And for many, many different reasons. So it was either because they had cancer or some form of alopecia. And I'm like, what can I do to help? Because this is a sad thing and you suffer in silence. Who are you talking to about this? It's really nobody you can talk to about it, because you at home in the mirror looking at yourself and you feel bad, then you cover it up and you go out in the public and nobody else knows. So between me and that client, I'm like, I have to do more. I have to serve more. So then I started teaching myself how to make wigs. And then I was like, well, what else can I do to help these women? So I would do, sometimes I would give it away. And I'm like, I'm only one person. I can't give everything away. It costs a lot, and I want to do it right. So if I'm doing it right, I'm getting the good stuff. I'm not going to the beauty supply. I'm getting the good stuff that's actually human hair. So from there, I'm making it, and it costs a lot. And I'm like, maybe I can start getting donations. Maybe people can start helping me. And ta-da, that's when I was like, start a foundation. And the way that this helps, it's so tremendous. And you might think, oh, that's something small. But actually, it is not. It is a big part of us. It's a very big part of us. Lose your hair and find out how deep it is. Lose your hair and find out how you will cry looking at yourself. And it's a constant reminder that you're sick. And for one point in time, I want you to feel good. So I want to take the time and craft this thing to make you feel like the beautiful woman that you are, just for this moment in time while you're getting through what you're going through. So that is something very near and dear and personal to me. I recently lost my grandmother to cancer. She had both cervical and breast cancer. And she fought cancer for many, many years. But she is somebody that was so very strong, you would not know what she was going through. So, and to know her as the lover, because she was a piece of work. But I love my grandmother. You know, people like her, this is the reason. And I'm not going to stop until I get to doing what I know I'm here to do.
That's right.
That's my story.
So how long have you been doing this?
Okay. Well, I started my family. Like I was saying before, I didn't even realize that I was in the work because I was pouring my own money into what I was doing. So I've been doing this for years. But I started my foundation about 18 months ago.
Okay, 18 months. And then the beginning, when you first start, so you went to school for hair. And you was doing hair.
Yes.
And then you noticed the problem. Did your clients tell you what was going on, or
I
did you
could
just
see it.
figure it
I
out
could
yourself?
see it. They sit in the chair like, "For a miracle, lady." I'm like, "What?" You know. And and I'm like, okay, she's not getting up out of this chair, and somebody's seeing that. You know, she's going to get up out of it. She's going to smile when she looks in this mirror. So I will do my due diligence to make her feel the best that she can.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I told them I didn't want to put these on because I didn't want to
Miss
hair.
and
You
Miss
good.
Heather
You cool.
J.
You good.
Your hair is beautiful.
You good.
Tell us your story, please, ma'am.
Well, my story starts a little bit like Tracy's. 4 years cancer-free.
Beautiful.
I went to the doctors for a physical, minding my own little 5'4" business, and got in, and the doctor was like, you're past 40. Why haven't you gotten a mammogram? I don't have a reason. Didn't have one.
Right.
She said, well, schedule in the mammogram. You're going to go take this mammogram so we can make sure everything is in order. Go to take the mammogram, which is an amazing experience only because I could not fathom the fact that they can take some big old Goombas, right? And they smash them down and make sure they see every piece and every part. So once I went on about my little business because you couldn't tell me that I wasn't cool. I was straight. Like, we just going to get this little thing because that's what y'all told me to do.
Right.
Let me go check on it and make sure everything's all right.
Right.
On October 1st, 2019, my daughter's 13th birthday. I'll never forget it. The phone rang, and I looked at the number, and, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm super suspicious. So if I see numbers that I don't know, I don't usually answer it.
Okay.
But, that inner voice said, answer the phone. And I answered the phone, and they said, hello, Ms. Jenkins, how are you? And I was just like, I'm good. And who is this? Oh, this is so-and-so calling from Fox Chase Cancer Center.
Got the call.
It wasn't nothing else that she needed to say to
That's
me
it.
at that point, because once she said where she was calling from,
Right.
because my primary care doctor is at Jeans, and they're all connected. So when she said where she was calling from, I just sat there, and I had to take a deep breath. And like Tracy said, you don't hear anything else that's going on around you, because once that C word comes out of their mouth, it's like everything else in your world just shuts down. And I sat there, and she said everything that she said, and she said, did you hear me? And I said, no.
It's like Charlie Brown.
Right. I didn't hear when I say I didn't hear anything that she said. She said the stage I was. She said what we were going to do. She must have talked for a good 5 to 7 minutes. I don't know what the lady said. I had to make her repeat everything that she said because my breath was no longer in my body. I was just like, how is this going to work?
Understandable.
And within 10 days later, I was in surgery. 6 weeks, 5 days a week of radiation. And it wasn't until the 5th week, walking down that hallway by myself. You have your family, and you have your support, and you have your circle. I had friends. I had people. I didn't even tell a lot of people because having to repeat the word, I felt like I was giving it power, so I wouldn't even say it. I told people that I knew whose prayers went past the ceiling.
Okay.
That's who I talked to.
Right.
I need to talk to some people that can pray because I can't pray for myself right now because I'm still in disbelief. So it wasn't until the 5th week, walking down the hallway, going to my radiation appointment, that I remember looking. I can tell you what I had on that day.
How about that?
Because I remember looking to the ceiling and saying, God, for real? Like, who do you think I am? Because you must think I got superpowers. And his response was, no, but I do. And I was just like, okay. And I walked down there. When I rang that bell on December 27th, yes, I remember every single solitary date. On December 27th, when they said they got it all, between the radiation and the surgery, everything was going. And I shouted in the hallway. Y'all know them nurses ain't never seen nobody's feet move like that. They never saw nothing like it. But the gratefulness of the fact that I know people diagnosed in the same year as me that didn't make it out that year. So I said I was going to get on here tonight and try not to cry because my makeup was cute.
Right. You're cute today.
But to know that I went through all of that and I made it. The gratefulness that I have for life now is completely different. And like Tracy said, it's a testimony that I share. It's the first time I've ever done it live. I tell it to people in small conversations. I've never told it out loud in front of an audience or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I can't keep quiet about it because even though it happened to me, God still got the glory. Even though it was some of the most excruciating pain I've ever felt on my physical person, God still got the glory. Because at the end of it all, the story did not end with me leaving here. It ended with me being victorious in the fact that I don't call myself a survivor, I'm an overcomer. Because I overcame everything that was set to stop me from being who I am, where I am, doing what I do, and God still got the glory. Point blank, period. That's my story.
Better speak,
I gotta give a clap to all the ladies up here.
So real quick, I'm gonna read these comments real quick, and then we're gonna.
Oh yeah,
Get
what they
back
saying
into
on
it.
the comments.
All right, so start from the beginning. Cancer Slayer says, "Amen." O Tanisha says, "Happy Halloween, 4 Horsemen." Thank you.
Happy Halloween, right back at you.
Camilla Hudson says, "Beautiful, Aisha. So proud of you." Nezzy says, "Go Ishbu." Tyra White says, "She's known for that smile." Niche says, Witsat says, "Good evening, everyone." Cancer Slayer Vacation from Cancer says, "Love you, Heather." Brown Love is throwing up claps. Brown Love says, "You cute." Monica Gladney says, "There are so many people that I know who found out they have cancer by accident." Danae says, "Happy Halloween." Nisha Wissett says, "Proud of you, Bessie." Monica Gladney is clapping her hands. All righty, so this question is for anyone that will like. I am a firm believer in preventative maintenance. Is there things that, well, the one thing I know for a fact, and let me say this before I forget, early detection. If you are of that age that, or this cancer runs in your family, mammogram, 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 mammogram. Early detection is key when it comes to cancer. I had a friend who was a hairdresser. Wow. She was a hairdresser. Me and a friend of mine, we built her hair salon.
Right.
We stripped it down from the very beginning. When it was done, she went to the hospital. She had some pains in her stomach that would come and go. She went to the hospital and found out she is in stage 4 cancer. It was too late. She had 6 months to live. She's no longer with us. But early detection. Okay, so anybody can answer this question. If you know, or if it is even a thing, I am a firm believer of preventative maintenance. Diet. Is there anything that can be done as far as your eating habits, your drinking habits, smoking, not smoking? Is there anything that can be done to head this off if it like runs in your family, or you could possibly have a problem, but if you're eating correctly? Or is there any foods that you should stay away that can heighten the risk of having, or whatever you know that could help ahead of time?
So Just give me, I'm going to answer the question in reference to early detection for a second.
Okay.
And so, and it's the reason why I do what I do. It's because my mother had breast cancer. Her mother had breast cancer. And at 44, I didn't have a mammogram. You would think that I would have had a mammogram. I should have been on top of my health. And when I decided to be on top of my health, that's when I found out I had breast cancer. And so you're spot on when you say early detection, mammograms, and especially if you have history of people having breast cancer. I did everything opposite. And so I speak, I coach, I fight every single day. So just make sure that people don't do what I did. People make sure that they get their mammograms and early detection. And so if I can say, just echo what you said, it is a must that at age 40, if you had no history in your family, to get your mammogram. But if you have history, you can advocate. You are your best. You can advocate for yourself. You are your best advocate in reference to your health, and ask your doctor, can you make sure you get a mammogram early? My daughter, she had one when she was 20 because I felt a lump. And so she felt a lump. And so I'm always, nervous, or my anxiety, and that lasts through your whole, and Heather will tell you, that lasts through your whole entire life, the anxiety of breast cancer. And so you are your number one advocate in advocating for your own health. And so you have to make sure that you are in tune to your body. And then when I decided to get in tune with my body, that's when I found that I had cancer. And so I'm going to say, to answer your question in reference to your diet, of course, if you eat properly, you don't put foreign substance in your body. But cancer has this thing where it has no rhyme or no reason sometimes. You can have a family history of not having cancer at all. You could be on top of your A game when it comes to your health, and you still get cancer. And so what is the key, as you said? Early detection. Okay. Early detection, and making sure that you are doing your yearly checks, making sure you're doing your self-exams. But early detection is definitely a way to not be so invasive if you do have breast cancer.
So speaking of early detection, what is for someone that does not have cancer that run in their family, what is the age that you should start your mammograms?
They say 40 is the age. I had breast cancer at 44, and they consider me, oh, you're young to have breast cancer. I hate when they say that, because there are people in there. Young lady that was in my first book, she was 15 years old. She had a lump in her breast. Told the doctor she had a lump in her breast, and they were like, no, it's your hormones. She was physically fit. She was in track in her school. They said, nope, it's just your hormones. Come back. She came back a year later. That lump got bigger, and it turned out to be breast cancer. So at 16 years old, she is getting mastectomy at 16 years old because her doctors did not listen to her when she said, listen, something's not right.
Wow.
And they wound up apologizing and saying, you are 100% right. I should have listened.
Apology?
Yeah.
A year later?
A year
All
later.
right, I'm going to read these comments real fast. Philly Baller. Philly Baller said, I'm Aisha's husband, and I can testify she done and still doing a lot of hard work to make the foundation work. Awesome. Cancer Slayer, Vacation from Cancer, says, pecs, chest, and all the rest get checked. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I do get checked.
Get checked out.
Brown Love says, what is the age of women? We answered that. Should get tested. Cancer Slayer says, any age. Camilla says, have. Oh, that was supposed to be have. Get tested. Okay, gotcha. Tanisha says, poor baby. Some doctors never listen to their patients. It's sad. Cancer Slayer says, early detection so important because I was at stage 0. Maybe you can explain that to me because I'm not exactly sure what that
Yeah,
means.
stage
Stage
zero.
zero.
Well, I was at stage 3, so that's why it was so invasive. Stage 4 is when it could spread to different parts of your body, and it's called metastatic. Stage 3 is they saw an image, and they tackled that image. So I don't really, and not, I'm not an MD or an oncologist, but stage 0, obviously, as we know, is the best place to be because they saw the image. It could possibly be cancer or cancerous. I was 3 when I had it in my lymph nodes and my breast. And so it was very invasive. And I'm glad I went to the doctors just to get an exam because if not, it could have been stage 4 where it could have metastasized into other parts of the body.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's almost like watching a circle grow. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's almost like watching a circle.
Right.
0, 1, 2, 3. It just gets bigger and bigger, and depending on where it is, what part of your body it's in, because it could have been went a different way for Tracy, if it was just in her breast, but because it was in her lymph nodes,
In my
they had
breast,
to, in her
yes.
breast, they had to put a full-on attack. I was stage 1, but where it was in a place that they had to go up under
Did they?
to
Okay.
get to it. So it was like, this, we have to do what we have to do, and you agree to it because you want to live. They tell you in light, I call it light layman's terms, like what's going to happen to you, this, that, and the third, how's your body going to respond. They tell you what they think is going to happen. I'll say it that way, because when you're going through it, what they said ain't it. That is not what they told me, was not what I experienced. And as Tracy said, it's an ongoing thing because those of us that's been there, I have to go every 6 months, not every year. So every 6 months, I walk through that door and I got to go down that hallway. And you can hear it in my voice right now. I got anxiety right now just saying it because every 6 months I have to do that. I'm like, okay, I try to have a conversation in the car before I even get in the building. But as soon as I get in that hallway, that hallway gets me every single time.
It's anxiety. You have
And the
anxiety.
anxiety comes, I'm shaking. The anxiety comes, I start shaking, I feel out of breath. But I know that I have to do it. It's not that I want to do it. There is no other choice. I have to do it because there's 2 people on this planet depending on me to stay alive.
Okay.
All right.
Cancer Slayer says 0 detection is important. Monica says back in high school, they always taught us as young women how to feel your breast for lumps. Monica says stage 0 means just a cell. Monica says 0 is before it starts to form. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. All right. So, in going through this and you being for mental health, what suggestions would you give people right now that's going through it right this second that may need someone to talk to, may not have a support system at home?
That's hard because if you don't have a support, that's hard because you really have to reach out to other people who have walked the walk. You have to. And, and I had, as you said, Heather, I had an excellent support system. I had family and friends that would come to the hospital. It would be literally 10 to 15 deep in that chemo room. I was in the chair with my Benadryl and my chemo, and I would go to sleep. I'm not sure what's going on, but they were there for support. And they came every single chemo. And to the point they gave me my own room for my chemo because there were so many people there. But what was empty for me is that there was no one who went through chemo. So what we do, people take a cue from us. And so if I'm down, my family is down. If I'm up, my family is up. So I wouldn't let anybody know my emotions. I wouldn't let anybody know that I'm afraid. I wouldn't let anybody know that, listen, I go home and I cry and I'm screaming. I wouldn't let anybody know that because your family takes a cue of where you are mentally. And so it's important that you find a support group of survivors/thrivers that understand exactly what you're going through. And so when someone said to me, listen, my boyfriend, I said husband, what should I do with my husband? Or because chemo just takes every last little bit of energy out of you. What should I do with my husband? Because my husband said he doesn't want a half a woman. You know what I mean? So what do you say to your husband who, who's looking at you differently? Because not every person is supportive. Like we want to think that everybody's supportive.
Right,
And not every, because it's a big change. It's such a big, listen, your hair is out, your eyebrows are out. I looked horrible. I'm still the same person. I'm still Tracy, but I looked horrible. I did. And so how do you address that? How do you address people who get fired because they're taking too much time off?
They can do that?
Yeah, they can.
You don't want them to do
They
it.
can't. I mean, they're not supposed to, but they can.
Yeah. My boss
They'll
told
find
me
a
that I had
reason.
to leave that job at
Yeah.
work.
Jobs don't
She was
care.
hot with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Jobs
how
don't
do you-
care.
So how do you tackle people who, or how do you? Someone told me I had a best friend, but then my best friend is jealous of all the attention that I'm getting, and so now it's an issue. So how do you tackle that? And so it's a lot of emotions going on, and so you have to find like-minded people that went through the exact same thing you go through, and depend on them. And I'm very transparent. I'll answer any question you want me to answer if I went through it. And if I don't know the answer, I would direct you in the proper direction. But you have to be around people that are like-minded, who know exactly what you're going through. The young lady who was 15 when 16 when she had a mastectomy, I had to ask her, what does it feel like? What's going to happen? She coached me on reference to, and I'm a 44-year-old woman, but I didn't want to ask anybody outside my window or outside my family. So she coached me on what you're going to go through, how you're going to feel. And so you need a sisterhood. We call ourselves the Pink Sisters. You need a sisterhood of ladies that's going to give it to you raw and tell you exactly, and don't sugarcoat it, and don't tap dance. You know what I mean? Am I going to die from it? Hopefully you don't, but there's a possibility. There's a possibility. And
So, for those who don't know, I know, just for the record, I know. But what exactly is chemotherapy?
chemotherapy, and it's different from everybody, but it's a cocktail of medication that attacks the cancer cells. And so there could be a person next to me who has chemo, she has a different cocktail than I have. And so when I first go through the door, they have to make sure that my T cells are up to par before they even give me chemo.
So is it a drink? It's something that you drink?
I had it
I know you said
intravenously.
cocktail. Oh, okay.
It's a cocktail, meaning that it's a equation of
Medicine.
chemicals and medicine that they individually make for that person.
Right. I'm actually a nuclear pharmacy technician. So that's what we would do. And we had to suit up.
You do.
We had to suit up because of the radiation. And we would call it hot. So sometimes if you're too hot, you can't go home. So you can't be around your toddlers or older people. So that was a part of the job. And then I was quality control, so I had to check behind everybody to make sure that they're doing the medication exactly right. And sometimes I would get pricked, and it burned.
All right.
It burns.
So I lied. I don't know what chemo is. And now I'm getting more confused. So this is not,
Yeah.
you know how you go into, what is it called?
The machine.
Yeah, what's that
That's
called?
radiation.
So chemo and radiation is two different things.
Right. So radiation is when, after I had chemo, and it's different for everybody else, and Heather had radiation as well, they horn on the actual place where you had the cancer at. And so I had 24 rounds of radiation, and when I finished the radiation, my skin was off. My skin fell off. It's radiation. It did its job.
Yeah.
But I have skin, I have flesh, and so the flesh fell off. It did its job, but
So it's something that you can't see that is aimed in on a certain area of your body where the cancer is. And
That's radiation.
That's radiation. And chemo is actually a mixture of medications that go to you via
Most people have a
IV.
port. Most people have a port. And so when you first go in, the week after I found out, I had to go in the week after that to get a port. And the port is connected to a main artery, a main vein. And so they have a needle this big. They put the concoction in it, and they squeeze it. It's in a bag. It's a IV, and the port and the medication goes into my system. Yes. It's hard. It was the worst thing I've ever been through in my complete entire life, and I'm never going to go through it again, ever. It's horrible.
It sounds hard.
It is horrible.
And the crazy thing is how we transport it. It looks like a light bulb, but it's made out of like a metal because it's to protect the medication and to protect the driver because it's radiating, So it's in a thing that looks like a light bulb, and then it's in a can. And that's how they have to transport it. And then it was a whole nother level of it that we would make. And it was in a thing that was shaped like this that had a handle. And we had to hold it away from our bodies like this.
I seen that on TV, so it's real.
It's real.
And that's why when you have chemo, you taste the metal. You taste the metal. And so my people always say you got to bring something to fight that, like a hard piece of candy. But as I'm getting chemo, I can taste the chemo, and it tastes like metal.
So you can taste it through your...
It's going through your entire body system.
You can taste it.
Wow.
Alrighty. Coco Brown said, Miss Tracy, I'm so proud of you for reaching the world about breast cancer awareness.
Thank you, Coco.
She says, thank you, Coco. It's going to be okay. So I have a friend, and I'm asking, because he really is my friend. It's not breast cancer, but he just found out that he has cancer in the lining of his stomach. So they can't operate and pull it out. And he has to do chemo twice a month, once every 2 weeks. Is there any vitamins? Is there any diet? Any specific foods or anything that could help or make things easier for him to eat?
That's a hard question. After chemo, I couldn't eat. After chemo, after the first 3 months I had chemo, I would just go home, go into the covers, and it's true, go into the covers and just let it go through my system. And then by the time it went through my system, I had to do it all over again. The last round, which we call the Red Devil, that was it for me. The very last round of Red Devil, I lost 30 pounds in 3 weeks. It was that bad. But everybody responds differently.
Right.
One lady went to work after she had the Red Devil. Everybody responds differently. For me, it was horrible. And so it might not affect him the way that it affected me. And so I just say what I did. You know what I mean? But I never give a concoction to say, do this, do that, because it affects people totally different than how it affects everybody else. I couldn't eat. I couldn't look at daylight. It was just horrible.
Well, I just want to let men know, and I'm not taking off any awareness from women. This is something that men can get as well.
Yep.
So I was educated yesterday. Okay, I'm lying. It was today. In doing my research, that 596 men die per year from not knowing that they have breast cancer and finding out too late. So men, do your research. I'm not exactly sure what ages it is that you have to start checking yourself. It's not as common because the difference was significant difference in women and men.
One out of 100 men would get breast cancer.
Yeah.
It's 1 out of 8 for females, but it's 1 out of 100 for men that would get breast cancer.
There we go. You heard
Get
the
your checkup,
statistics.
guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Actually, I
Very important.
hosted an event last year, and one of the speakers that I had, he had breast cancer. So he was able to get up and tell his story. He survived through it. But he's like, men, y'all, we have to get checked too. We have to take it serious too. Who's really thinking about it as a man, really?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't even know it was possible
Right.
until today.
Mostly
Right.
they can detect it for us when you get your colon. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
gotta set that up too because I'm 45 now. So yeah,
You old
Yeah,
as
son.
crap.
you old too. I ain't the old one up there.
I don't know what he's. I am 25.
There you go.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He wish back in the day.
I'm 296 pounds.
That means he's 25. I'm 22. Go
I'm
get-
6'5", and I'm 25. It's okay.
But you know what? In all seriousness, because you men don't take your health
Right.
serious at all.
Right.
And so you really
Yes.
don't. And so you have to make sure that you, and colon cancer is number one cancer that kills men. And so
And
you have to-
pancreatic.
yes. So you have to make sure that you take for every bump, every lump, every aspirin, or you waiting it out. It's not gonna work because you men wait it out. I'm gonna wait it out and see what happens.
Well, I'm getting mine checked.
Please
I'm going to
do.
set up my
Yes.
appointment.
Please do. Please
I
do.
got to do it. I'm sorry.
Because again, one out of 100 men
Yeah.
actually gets breast cancer.
Yeah.
You can't wait it out because if you wait it out and it ends up being too late, you leave the world to mourn you, and you don't complete the vision and the task that God set for your life. So
Amen.
that's the main
Yeah.
part. Like,
Amen.
like I said, I went for a physical.
Mm-hmm.
I came home with 7 medicines and a whole
Yeah.
Exactly.
mammogram appointment. I was
Right.
like, this is a lot. And just like I said, I got 2 little people that depend on me to be here.
Real quick before you start, Heather, we want to start with you. I want you to give all the information about your program and how anybody that needs it could reach you. And then after she do it, I would like for you to do the same. And then Heather, you take over and ask any questions that you would like to ask.
Okay, so I am Aisha Brooks, and you can find me on Facebook under my name, Aisha Brooks, or my other business, Mrs. Naturally Classy. And also, you can find me on Instagram. That is Hair as Prescribed RX, where I can help you get your medical wigs paid for through your insurance company. And also my foundation, where I help you receive a wig for free and also support. My volunteers are willing to, if you do not have anyone to go with you to any of your appointments, they are willing to go to and hold your hand. And you can find me, Miss Naturally Classy, on Instagram, and also Hair is Prescribed on Instagram and TikTok.
1 second, Tracy. Aisha, I need you to spell that because
Hair
Yeah, most people.
as Prescribed. Okay. HAIR as prescribed, PRISCRIBED RX. Okay. And you can email me if you would like to be on the list to receive a free wig. You can email me by my name, AishaBrooks@yahoo.com, or contact at hairprescriptions@yahoo.com.
All right.
y'all see her eyes go up in her head. When you gotta give your own information,
Yeah. You gotta think. Hold up.
Yes.
All right.
And they can also text me. I do not mind. 267-476-2637. Text me. I am here.
Excellent.
Yes.
There we go.
all right, Miss Tracy.
Oh, yes.
And so I've been doing this for close to 9 years, and so I am blessed to have a wonderful team that takes care of the ladies. And so you can reach me at Tracy's Bio. Let me spell that. TRACISBIO. TRACISBIO. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. And again, I give my number out. You know what I mean? You can call me at 267-897-1050. Just like Aisha said, I am here as a resource for a family. I am here as a resource for the person who's going through it. I'm a resource for the survivor who wants to thrive now that they actually went through breast cancer. And so, and one other thing that I do that we're so proud of in the organization is that I write books. And so I tell the stories of those that actually went through cancer.
Beautiful.
And so those that want you to be educated, those that want you to understand what it's like. And so they're very transparent books. And there's 5 editions of the books. And so I'm working on number 6.
Yeah.
And so we just tell the stories in hope of encouraging us in our community in regards to breast cancer. Because again, when it comes to research or clinical trials, we do not get in line for clinical trials. We do, and again, it's still old school, you know what I mean? It's still, no one talks about it, no one says anything, and I'm here to talk about it and to be a face and to say that you can thrive after breast cancer. I thrive every single day. I'm thankful every single day. And I do have someone who took care of me when I was going through breast cancer. And so I do this, again, 365. There is not a distance. There is not someone that I can't reach, touch, not call me 2 o'clock in the morning, call me. I am here to be assistance to those that are going through breast cancer.
Yes.
It's absolutely phenomenal and awesome. We gave out the numbers for anyone to call in with any questions before we log out tonight. And that number is 484
215.
0623. Oh, I did it.
All right.
That's how they do it on the show. Usually I'm on the outside. Just want to read some comments that we have online. First of all, I want you ladies to know that you are absolutely amazing. I am so grateful that I had an opportunity to meet you. Aisha, you have a village that is shouting you out mad crazy in our comments. They are like, Aisha is everything.
Yes.
You know,
I love y'all.
If y'all are,
crazy.
if you missed the information that she gave, they posted it all in the comments, so you
There
can
we
check
go.
it out on our YouTube page. The comments
That's
are
a
there
village. That's a
with
village.
her both of her Instagram names for you to be able to get the information. Miss Coco said yes, book number 6. That's for Miss Tracy, and they're sharing information back and forth in here as well. Brown Love is thanking Camilla for sharing some information, and Coco is just giving a shout out that her mom is in one of the books that Tracy has written.
Yes.
And that
she
is
sure is.
absolutely
I know it is
amazing.
now. Yes.
Yes, and I'll give a shout out to my best friend who said she's happy that I'm still here. Me too, kid.
Yes. Very nice.
Best friend.
I have one thing that I want you both to share from your life experience. Is if there was one thing you could say to a female, a male, a family, a village, or anyone, what is the one word that you would give to them that would be a word of encouragement?
A word of encouragement. One word?
Not one word. I mean, you can give a full statement. I'm just saying,
statement.
what is something that in your heart of hearts is the one thing that you know would encourage somebody to hold on and be able to go through the process?
When I was going through breast cancer, and as we mentioned how invasive it was, I did at the time know that I would be here. I didn't know at the time that it was planted. It was given to me so I can help others. And my favorite scripture is Genesis 50:20. What was meant for bad is being used for good. And so I had to go through all that I went through to find my purpose, and I found it. And so those that are sitting and saying, why me? Why not you? Because something wonderful is going to come out of it. Trust me, something wonderful is going to come out of it. Just trust the process. Trust the process.
Amen.
And I would say, do not give up. Do not give up. You know, you have your moments where you're sitting alone and you're like, this is too much for me. I can't go no further. Do not give up. It's people that love you and you don't realize it. Sometimes you think nobody cares, but they do. And sometimes what it is, you need to speak up and speak out. You got to reach out to people and let them know what you're feeling on the inside, because there is support systems out there. You know, your family, your friends, and if you in the moment when you feel like there is nobody, there is. I'm telling you now, but you just got to reach out. You got to speak up, and somebody is willing to hold your hand, because nobody wants you to be sick. Nobody wants you to pass away. You need that support system, and it will help push you through to that next appointment, to that next appointment, to that next appointment. And you need that. We do not want to lose you. You got to stay prayed up. You have to. Draw closer to God. Draw closer to God, and he will draw closer to you. So start being more aware of your spiritual need. That is something that's going to help you. You have to not give up, and God got you.
Amen to that.
Amen.
If I gave one word, a word of encouragement to anyone, and this is any woman that's suffering or going through the process of breast cancer, this is to anyone that's just living life on a regular basis. Allow yourself to be loved. A lot of women, we, especially in our community, as Tracy says, we've grown up and we're so independent. And we're used to doing everything for ourselves. And we're used to standing alone. We're used to making it work no matter, they're saying by hook or crook it's going to happen. You have to allow yourself to be loved, because in this place, in this space, in the space that I was in, I think that was the biggest thing that I had to fight, because like I said, it didn't happen till the 5th week. Because I'm used to doing everything by myself. I'm used to standing alone. I'm the one that everybody else calls when they're going through. So here I am in a place where I'm just like, God, I don't know what to do. I had to allow myself to be loved. I had to allow my family to love on me. I had to allow my friends to say, do you need anything? And answer them honestly. I didn't need no food for real. I just needed somebody sometimes to just come sit on the couch. We ain't got to talk. We ain't got to have the TV on.
That's it.
We don't have to do anything. I just wanted sometimes somebody to sit next to me just for the presence, just to, what's the word I want to use? Spoon feed my peace. Because there were times that I was so in my head that I couldn't think about anything except walking down that hallway.
Right.
So that would be my word of encouragement to anybody in the world right now going through anything. Allow yourself to be loved.
That part.
Yes.
I wanted to say that part. I've still have never got a chance to
That
say
part
it.
right
You just
there.
took it from me.
That part.
But Miss Ish, you was just on TV and you haven't spoke on it. How was that experience?
It was a great experience. It was a great experience. I wasn't expecting it. Somebody called the news and nominated me, and they called me and they came and interviewed me.
Wow, excellent.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, to speak about my organization, and they were going to come to my organization. To the event that I threw, but it was on a Saturday, and they usually don't send people out on Saturday. So because of sports events,
Right.
yeah. So they came to me, and it was. I was happy to be able to talk about my organization to a big audience. I don't care what size the audience is. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to speak on it because I need this to happen right.
Wow.
Preach.
I need this for my people.
Excellent.
Yeah.
At what point do someone come to you? Is it once a little bit come out? Should they come to you beforehand, or wait until what stage do they come to you?
Okay.
Or that you would suggest them come to you?
I suggested they, once they're diagnosed. Once they're diagnosed, they can get a script from their doctor, and I fill the script. Yes.
A script of
A prescription, yes, because I'm a prosthetic orthotic supplier, so I'm like a pharmacy. So you come to me with your prescription.
There we go.
hold on.
She's a pharmacist.
Can you say that?
She's
Not only
a
say it,
pharmacist.
can you say it slow?
Go ahead, break that down again.
orthotic supplier.
Prosthetic.
Supplier. So I can actually prescribe. I can actually fill a prescription for a foot, for a hand, or something like that. But I'm not in that. I'm in the cranial prosthesis. Yeah. So.
All right.
He like words. You
Oh,
just him up.
right. Okay.
Which
Just so
is
you know.
Right.
another word for medical wig.
All right.
Excellent.
All right. Nezzy, am I saying right? Nezzy Mans, he says, make your mess your message. Thanks, ladies, for doing just that. Ivy M. Simmons Johnson says, listen, book 6 in 2024-25. We're working or twerking. I don't know.
Working.
Oh man, ain't Twisted Tuesday
No,
yet.
not glasses. WER. I know what I'm saying.
She meant to say working. Read it
For
like
our village, it takes a village. The Pink Sister Chronicles. I like that. The Pink. That should be a.
Okay.
That should be a
Saying
shirt
we're
too.
working.
It's actually a shirt.
Like,
I have it at home.
Coco Brown says, "Keep manifesting," and that's your brand.
Yes.
She has shirts.
Where can I get a shirt?
She does 17.
I'm gonna wear a shirt.
I do. Yes. And so I'll get you a shirt. That's no problem. And so we call ourselves the Pink Sisters because as Ivy said, it takes a village. It
Yes.
takes a village. And so we're thick as thieves sisterhood that take care of those that are going through breast cancer. We are.
That's actually how I found her because I found Tracy on Instagram. Because one day I was just scrolling through and I was like, who is all these women in these pink lady jackets? What is this? And I was looking and I was like, and she's friends with people that I know. So I started following her. So when we decided to do this show, and I said exactly to her when I got her on the phone, I've been following you for a minute. Can you please come sit with us?
Yes,
And she
thank
just
you.
and she came. But when she say Thick as Thieves, their events, honey, it ain't that much pink in all the world, but it is at Tracy's events.
We are. Thick as thieves.
Real quick.
Yes.
Okay, I think I made an enemy here because Ivy Simmons said she gonna beat me up.
Exactly. Now,
Yeah,
can
the
I?
fish- she
I'm gonna
got the
say
fish
one
right
thing about
there.
because Ivy is the person that when I was going through breast cancer, and I said, you know what, I want to help those that are also in my position. She came to my office 8 years ago and said, "What do you need for me to do?" That's all she said, and she's been there since then. And so I say this all the time: there will not be a BIO without an IVY.
Oh wow, I like that. That should be a shirt too. So they said they couldn't hear you when you was talking about the prescription hair and that word you said. So can you start off? Can you start from the beginning? I'm so sorry. And speaking to this right here.
I'm a prosthetic orthotic supplier.
Yes.
Okay, and that means that I can fill prescriptions for medical wigs, what is professionally called cranial prosthesis. So I'm a cranial prosthesis specialist because I also make them. And what else did I say that they didn't hear?
I think that was it.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Anybody know? Can you hear me in the microphone?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Do anybody know why? This is a question, just for the record. Brown Love says, "Do anybody know why October was chosen to be Breast Cancer Awareness Month?"
I actually do not know the answer to
Yeah.
that.
I don't know.
Okay. Because it's Scorpio season, we're the best, and we love you. Y'all strong, y'all survivors. That's why it's Scorpio season, and that's when it began.
Okay, that's
Well,
it.
we'll take that as a
Yeah.
We'll let you be great.
I mean,
Yeah.
since nobody else knows.
But anybody that want to call in to explain why,
I don't know the answer.
Or put it in the chat. You know.
you know what I mean,
to tell us
comment
why.
or call in, one of the two.
Yes,
But again-
we're gonna let him have his moment.
Again, I want people to understand that after today, when it turns November the 1st, there's still someone that's going to get that phone call and say, Mrs. or Mr., you have breast cancer. And so it's a 365
Yes.
awareness. I appreciate October, but it's 365. It's 365.
I
Yes.
actually seen a comment that said that as well. I can't find it because it's a lot of comments.
Aisha, they like to know how long does it take to get a wig done?
Depending on what type of wig that they're getting made, if it's something that I am ventilating, stitching stitch by stitch, that's going to take a while. But if I'm making it on my machine, I can get that done in a day.
Yes.
Any more questions?
It doesn't stop in October. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Really?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Like that?
We can hear you.
I'm just saying. Thanks to our engineers. All right, ladies, listen. I'd like to thank you so much.
Okay, now if you get ready to do all that.
Yeah, take the mic back. Take
Testing
the mic.
1 2 testing. Okay, y'all ready? What?
Nothing, go ahead.
I like it. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. I truly appreciate it. Bringing awareness. It actually helped me just doing a little research so I can actually have conversation with you, just reading. I would like for y'all to give y'all platforms one more time to where someone can reach out for help,
Yeah.
to where someone can reach out for the hair. Anyone can go first.
So it's Tracy's Bio, TRACIS Bio, at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And you can also see I have a YouTube channel as well. You also can see some of the interviews and some of the galas that we place on in reference to celebrating those that are going through breast cancer. And again, taking them from a survivor to a thriver.
You up, little lady?
Okay, and once again, I'm Aisha Brooks. You can find me on Instagram.
Can't hear.
Can't hear me? Hello?
All right, there we go.
Um,
Check the wire.
hello?
Yeah, it's the wire.
Okay. It's the wire?
But you straight, go ahead.
Okay. I'm Aisha Brooks. You can find me on Instagram as Mrs. MRS, Naturally Classy. And then you can also find me at on Instagram as hair as prescribed RX. And you can email me, Aisha Brooks, AESHABROOKS at yahoo.com, or hair prescriptionsRx at yahoo.com. And find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram. And I also said, call me, text me, 267-476-2637. Text me. I am willing to be here for you, and I'm willing to answer any questions that you also may have.
All right.
All right, I gotta read this comment. Y'all ready?
Go ahead, read it.
Big Tom Cook 4122. Do either one of y'all know that?
Big Time Cook.
Okay, well, they say Breast Cancer Awareness Month dates back to 1985, where the American Cancer Society picked 1 week in October and teamed up with the pharmaceutical division in Imperial Chemical Industries. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for that
We
info.
really appreciate it.
I mean, now we know.
Interesting.
You learn something every day.
You learn
Yeah.
something new every
There you
day.
go.
Ladies, please keep up the good work.
Thank
If there's anything that the Four Horsemen can do to help, to what's the word? Volunteer, to promote, please reach out to our managers.
Always
1010
need
or
volunteers.
Heather.
Always.
Yes, that's what I
All right,
definitely
So y'all
always
have
need
to
volunteers.
reach out to them so that we know. I'm very forgetful. I mean, I forget everything. I forget everything. Actually, I should tell you. So you reach out to them, and they will set a date and make sure that we can be there. If not one of us, if not both of us, at least one of us. Because he got a lot of businesses going on. Actually,
Y'all got both have a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff going on.
yeah. We got a lot of things going on. But if you let us know ahead of time.
October the 13th, 2024 is my next Tracy's Bio walk.
Yes.
Managers, can y'all put that in our calendar? October the
2024,
13th,
next year.
2024. We can just watch the show over again.
It's already been stamped on.
October 13th.
Sometimes you can.
Thank you. All right, so we are looking for, and if y'all know anybody, you can let us know. Parents, if y'all would like your children to be a part of part 2, and we've still been looking. I think we got one child so far. children 13 and up that can be a part of our part 2, abuse. I'm sorry, not abuse.
It's literally on the paper.
I don't need. Would you like to read it off the paper?
You gotta go.
Oh, I'm just asking. You can if you like to.
What does it
Discipline.
become abuse?
Discipline. When
When?
does it become abuse? So we're
Okay.
trying to get children to be a part of that. So parents, please reach out to our managers. Chris is going to give you all of the ways to do that in a few seconds. Also, we have a show coming up. We have not chosen the date yet. The managers are working on the best time so everybody can come, enjoy the show. We're going to have games. We're going to have raffles. Okay, for everybody who doesn't know this, when you go like this, that means be quiet because the managers have something
Man,
to
you
say.
don't tell them all that, man.
Oh, strike that from the record. Apologize.
This is why they have managers, because they would tell all of life's secrets if they didn't. I just wanted to interrupt him for a minute. It's not that we're working on a date, because one of the things that we want to do is every time we come to you guys and bring something to you guys that's live where you can join in and be a part of it, we want to do it better than we did it the last time. So that's why it's taking us a minute. Yes, I'm telling them all of that because we want them to know how much we appreciate them, how much we love you. So we want to make sure that when we come back out, we come out and you're like, oh, I'm glad that I came. So just stay tuned. We coming.
Yes.
That's why she's the manager.
Ooh, I can do
Yes.
that. Hold on. I can say that part? I can say that now? That part.
You know.
Also, whatever color you want to see me in, please reach out to the managers. I'm going to take a poll. Everybody pick red. I'm just saying, because they're not allowing me to wear red. But if y'all pick red, I can wear red. So, please reach out. Murder, you up, baby?
Well.
Focus.
Thank you, ladies, for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
It's
It's a
been an
pleasure.
honor.
Yes. Thank
for
you
having
so much
y'all
for
on
having
here.
us.
Thank you, co-host Heather, for being on the show.
My pleasure.
Congratulations, Heather, on your survivorship.
Ladies,
Yes.
ladies and fellas.
Beautiful.
It's very important to get checked out because I'm going to set up my appointment because
Yes.
it's not a game. 45, it's not a game. It don't matter what age it is. Just get checked out, period. You know what I mean? Your health is everything, and we want y'all to live forever because I want to live forever.
Okay.
I want Heather to live forever. I want all my ladies on the panel to live forever. I want my bro, everybody to live forever. But make sure y'all go get checked out. I want to give a shout out to everybody.
House of Glory
House
events.
of Glory. Shout out to my baby Key. Shout out to Lee. Shout out to everybody.
Peace, what's up, baby?
Shout out to Red Snapper. Shout out to Shelly Shell. Shout out to Rob. I don't know why you didn't call.
Rob, what's up, baby?
But shout out to everybody that been supporting the Four Horsemen. And for those I forgot the name, I'm tired right now. As you can see, I'm dragging. But shout out to everybody. We love y'all. Thank y'all.
Quick question before we go. Do anybody know Dana?
Who's Dana?
I want to know because Dana is here, and it says abuse occurs when discipline becomes excessive. That's an excellent answer, but it's also a textbook answer. I want to get the real stuff. But anyway, do anybody know Dana?
What's the
Just,
No.
what's her hand?
Dana McBride Garrett.
Yes, I do know Dana.
Tell Dana I said hi.
I will. She's one of the executive directors of Tracy's.
All right. Shout out to Dana.
Hey, Dana. Shout out to Dana. Okay, so October 13th, 2024, Paint the Streets Pink 5K
Yes.
walk. So K means 1,000. So I guess 5 mile walk is what y'all mean?
No, 5K equates to 3 miles.
Okay, I like it. So I'm going to wear all pink. So I'm going to get my pink tights. No, not tights.
Whoa,
Pink.
pause.
Pink. No, I'm talking about
Pause.
them pants that
The
men
running
wear
tights?
under their shorts.
Tights.
Oh,
Under-
okay.
So they is tights.
They're tights.
So what you talking about? Got me feeling all crazy and stuff on this job. All right, I'm wearing all pink. I'm gonna have a pink handband. These pink things right here.
So
I'ma
you
have-
pinky.
You know what I'm saying? I'm be pink all day. I'm just saying. Can you put that in the book? I will dye my hair pink. What?
You better
You
not.
guys
Oh, tell me-
have that on
Hell
record. You
no.
guys
You
have that on
better-
record.
No,
you
you
said that
better
on there
not.
'cause I was
13th,
excited.
2024. You will
Hell
have pink
no.
hair
All right,
or
pink-
pink beard.
pink-
One or the other.
Pink everything. You know what? I'm
Yeah.
doing everything. Everything pink. And I'm gonna get some pink contacts. I'm secure.
Okay.
I'm very secure.
Scary, but okay.
I'm very secure.
Never mind.
All right, y'all. Are y'all aware of what we do at this point, right?
Yes.
I just want y'all squishing me.
Man.
On the count of 3.
1,
2.
3.
Woo! We
We
out
outta
of here,
here.
baby. 2 up, 2 down.